Right up, hi all. So this morning's job should be quite easy, is to fit a reverse sensor kit on the Fiat 500. This is my wife's car. Some people might say, you don't necessarily need a reverse sensor kit on a Fiat, but obviously it just adds an extra sense of security that you might not knock it if you're reversing into tight spaces. Also where she works, there's actually metal pole barrier quite low down all over the car park, like kind of like mini scaffolding poles, blocking out each space sort of thing. So it's a bit more of a risky situation, but that's what she wants, and it makes sense anyway. And the kit's cheap, so I've gone for the parking sensor kit from Hawk. This is dirt cheap, but under 25 quid on eBay. British company, looks really good. Some good reviews on the internet. Buzzer comes individually packed. It's got the buzzer here. It's got a 21mm drill bit. It's got the sensor here and a good quality sticky pad. They make it in black or white sensor, so I've gone for the 4 sensor model for the back. You can get a front and rear sensor kit as well. They make it in black and white. I'm not sure in any other colours or not. I'm not sure if you can paint them. Probably can. But yeah, I've gone for white. So there's 4 sensors there. Looks really good. And you definitely potentially might need to have a grommet, because of course when you put the wires through to the car somehow to mount the sensor, underneath here somewhere, for example, you possibly might need to have a grommet, or some sort of good quality tape to stop any of the wires chaffing, but I'll come to that little one when I get to it. So first job is just to wipe round where you want to mount it and put this tape on. Instructions say you need to have the sensors from the ground upwards 40 to 50 centimeters. So 40 centimeters is here somewhere roughly, so that's no good. This bit here is at an angle, so it can't be, that has to be flat, and also it might have interference with the exhaust possibly, or heat, but here is the perfect place. I prefer it there, but that's not right, so it has to go here. So what I've done is I've marked center position here, and then I've marked out 30 centimeters. I measured it, and basically around 30 centimeters is a good position here. And then about 40 centimeters to this section here. So I'm probably going to go for here, probably. But I did go on the edge a little bit, but I'm thinking this might be the best position here for overall coverage. So I'm going to go there. I don't want to go too close to the edge. Same for that side there. I've looked underneath there. There's literally nothing underneath it other than the clips that hold this on. There's nothing at all behind that bumper. It just goes straight from bumper straight to steel about here somewhere. So no problem drilling it and accessing it. And like I say, once you've put the sensors in, then you'll need to then somehow route the wires together neatly up to somewhere like here or here to be able to connect them into the rear lights. And that's how it's powered, and that's where you mount your earth. Cool. Right, let me just crack on then. Nice one. Right, yeah. So the drill made absolute short work. Super easy to mount these. Really nice. So literally just go straight through, boom, instant. Obviously just to control the drill, but honestly it drills through plastic, like basically like butter. So with these ones here, each one of them's numbered. So according to the manual, you have to have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure about the front ones. And obviously this is number 3 here. And also on the back, you've got up or down. So that needs to be upwards, facing that way. Now what I found is when I first tried to put them in, they obviously grip on here very well, and it started to rip this bit of rubber just on here. So what I used is a bit of silicone spray, which is really good for loads of stuff around the house and in the cars and all that sort of stuff. Some silicone spray on here, poked it in, wiggled it a little bit, and then just gently eased the rubber in with this, just with a flat-headed screwdriver, just to sort of push it in nice and neat, so you know that it's in there solid. You can probably use a bit of washing up liquid as well, mixed in with some water as well, but you kind of do need some sort of lubricant on there, otherwise for me it was sort of just catching on here and starting to tear these rubber grommets, and obviously you want those to be in sorted perfect. So yeah, no drama, those are in now. So I'm going to put those in now, then I'm going to get under the car and then somehow get all the wire up to one side, this side or this side, somewhere in here, so I'll see if there's a hole anywhere somewhere. Cool. Right, I've got the wiring through, so really easy. It's all I did. Literally, you can lie underneath this car. You haven't got to jack up the car or anything. Get underneath there, cable tie the wires neatly that side, and obviously into a central position here of a cable tie. And then you can actually cable tie the wire and length to the bits of plastic here. So I just put a cable tie around there, and I think I put one in the middle as well. And then when you look in the boot here, it's actually you can't really tell, actually, I don't think you can tell, but you can just about see that there's a black plate there. Honestly, this plate here, just pull straight out with clips on, just nice and gently, and then you can put you can't really see actually, but I've basically got the wiring just going through the end of the grill. So just put the wiring through the end of the grill, and then you're in the boot in the place you want. So obviously I've cable tied the ends here, got it all nice and neat, ready to go. Obviously these are all numbered still, 1 to 4. So now I'm going to get the rear light off, and basically you then start to connect it up somehow to this, and mount the box up here somewhere as well. Cool. Yeah, cool. So the light's out. So what I realised actually, and luckily I checked it, so I quickly just turn the ignition on, don't start the car, put it into reverse, and I can see that, like most cars, only one light works, one reverse light, which is the left hand side. So what I did is I quickly just pulled that plug out again down here, just put the wires just into this side just to make it neat. You haven't got to, but I like to have stuff neat. Put it around here, unscrewed the little screw there, so I can just tuck the wiring underneath here, nice and neat. Literally this carpet here, just pull it forward gently, that's all. Then you get access to all this sort of section here. The light comes off with 2 10mm here. Obviously I'm going to clean it up in a second. Obviously it hasn't been out in a long time, or no one's bothered cleaning it. And then just gently lift up this with your finger, and put a tiny screwdriver in there just to start to lever it out, because this is a waterproof, or water resistant connector, and that then just pulls out, and that's where you want to be. So in a minute I'm going to work out which one of these is the reverse power, the reverse light power, and then you tap your wire from here, your red wire here, you tap it using this little connector onto the reverse wire here, and then you earth the box as well by potentially drilling an earth hole and putting a screw in to earth it if there's nowhere down here. I mean, I might use something like this, clean off the paint here, put a bolt on there, and I think actually, yeah, something like that will be good. I'm not going to touch the seatbelt section, no chance, don't want to touch that. Cool. But yeah, this just comes off, say, with 2 10mm, and once you loosen this side here, it's just held in by 2 grommets here, so then you just pull the light towards you, just gently and just firmly, and in one movement, and it just plops off, and that's it. Cool. Right, I'm going to be cracking with that now. Right, next part. So what I've done is I put the wire nice and neatly through here. So I pulled this back here, I mounted the box just there on the tape, and what I did is I cleaned off some of the paint here and just mounted the earth wire just using a little bolt. You see that this does pull out actually quite far. I've then just started to route the other wire here for the sensor just underneath this, just unscrewed the little screw there, and literally just peeled off this and poked the wire underneath here so I can get the sensor roughly there. So what I can then do something accordingly with it there, that way it's not right in my children's ears here when it's beeping and stuff. So that's cool, so that'll be nice and neat. Yeah, so in a minute I'm going to tidy that wire in there, tuck it down there, it's all out of the way. I've got the wires here on the sides, not at the top, in case any condensation drips down. And then all I need to do then is just put in the power wire, which connects to one of these here. And what I'm going to do is obviously the wire's here on this side, so I'm just going to remove this tape here, identify which wire it is, which I'll tell you in a minute which wire it is, and then I can splice it on just underneath here, and then it's nice and clean and drying inside, because here you might find the rear light might fit absolutely spot on tight in this corner, so there might not be any room for that plastic connector. And obviously on the other side it makes sense anyway for condensation and obviously all the dirt and stuff. Cool, nice one. But yeah, nice and easy. Cheers. Right, pile, so that's now wired in, so I've done nice and neat on there. And on my particular Fiat, the reverse wire is grey and green, so I connected up the power to that on there using the connector block. Obviously earthed it on there, nice and neat down there, little cable tie in here, does not affect the seatbelt in any manner, so it's completely away from the seatbelt, the wiring is. And this panel here, actually you can actually pull this panel here off gently with your fingers, just from the top here, unclips in a few places here, and then I just use some sticky pads that don't come with it for that particular thing, and sticky pad the beeper onto the metal in there, because I did have it mounted up here, but it's actually quite noisy. It's actually quite pretty loud, so in there it muffles it actually much better, and so the wiring's hidden down there. So that's all good. And I took that off purely just to test to make sure I had the right wire, which you see there's a second wire on the left, which is here the grey and green. So yep, I'm going to put that panel back on now, and it all works. So if I stick it, I turn the ignition on, put it into reverse, it gives you the beep. You see the reverse is on. There. See? seems good. Yeah, Paul, so it's done. Just had a quick test. Seems completely and utterly fine. So obviously only time will tell whether or not it's top notch and lasts for years and all that sort of stuff. But I certainly like the product. Went in really well. It sounds, the buzzer sounds good, and it seems to do exactly what it should do. Sense any objects. So yeah, I'm very, very pleased. Definitely. So yeah, for like under 25 quid, and it's super easy to fit. A couple of hours work basically, and yeah, very enjoyable. So hopefully it will be give us years of use. Nice one. Hope you found it interesting, and all the very best. Cheers.